Lovely internet friends, welcome once again, episode 136, deep into the bear. Are you emotionally attached to your bags? Aren't we all? How does the bull trap feel? Did you expect the market to just go back to where it was? At least Bitcoin is over 20k. Ethereum is still living on its hype of the merge, which is priced in, by the way, as the title of the episode today says.
E-bot, dump
Ooh,
it.
he bought. Dump it. I see the the animations for subscription are behind my camera. That's pretty weird. New haircut. I tried a new barber today. Din Machine has been going to that barber. Din Machine doesn't have a lot of hair, and every time he actually goes to that barber, I see him and he looks like he has hair. So I'm like, okay, this must be a really good barber. And I went and I do have hair, and he made me look like I don't have hair. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the barber. I have a cat here next to me, that just decided that he had enough of us. But yeah, back to our shitcoins. Lovely friends, nothing has changed. We're in bear times. You should watch the world markets as well. You should watch the Euro USD rate. You should listen to Fed announcements. Things are not looking great. In general, I don't think it looks great, and crypto markets are tail risk exposure. If you wanna serve crypto investments to your banker friends or to people that actually read the Financial Times or whatever, you can pitch it to them as an opportunity for some tail risk investment. You know, on the bell curve, the tails symbolize low probability events. Crypto is one of them. It's shitcoining in other words, lovely friends. And as always, I know lots of you just pass by the stream just to say hi. Some of you are the first time watching it. I need to repeat it again and again and again. My classic viewers, which I owe everything to them in terms of me staying into this market relevant and always searching. It's because we have a nice crew here. But for the new guys, I'm a Bitcoiner. None of what you watch here is financial advice. You should not take financial advice from people on the internet. There is no endorsement. There's no paid promotions. There's none of that. I shitcoin by myself, and I usually make mistakes and lose money. So don't follow. You do you. You have a different investment profile for sure. You're in a different place in your life with different responsibilities and a different worldview. So you do you, and let me do me, make mistakes and lose my already shrunk balance sheet. And on that note, making sure to clarify every time that first and foremost, I am a Bitcoiner. I keep most of my portfolio in Bitcoin. Second asset in the portfolio is USDC. It's mostly USDC and Tether, to be honest, with a slight tilt on USDC. We've talked about centralized stablecoins, the role, the risks, and we've seen the Terra saga unfold in front of our eyes. We made quite a lot of commentary on that as well. Third asset in the portfolio is Solana, and fourth asset in the portfolio is Ethereum. I'm in crypto since early 2014, and I've managed to survive throughout various crypto cycles. Sometimes more successfully than others. Every next cycle is a better one. You learn more, and you understand the macro economics and the macro perspective of the market. Now, the hot news. The hot news is the merge. Think of it think of it in a game theory kind of way of what is the best case scenario, what is the worst case scenario, what would you expect to do, and what's like what are the outcomes, and then we can assign probabilities to the outcomes and kind of see where we are. We're obviously not gonna do this mental exercise, but we can kind of simplify things and just think about it. Like the best case scenario for Ethereum at the moment is nothing happens. The transition from POW consensus algorithm to POS consensus algorithm is seamless and successful with no block halts and no issues on the consensus of the blockchain. So that's the best case scenario. Now we can. There are several events that follow this scenario. Obviously, like the airdropping of a new token that symbolizes Ethereum on the new chain and on the old chain. You're gonna have two Ethereums, which is gonna immediately prompt two markets. But let's forget about that. The other scenario is things go badly, and there is an issue. There is an issue, or there is a delay, because both events are negative events. So we have an event that says, which is the best case scenario, nothing happens, and then we have an event for uh, negative outcomes, which are multiple. And I would assume that obviously the new token is something that we know for a couple of years now. We don't have expectations for it, since the old proof of work consensus is obviously going to create a fork of Ethereum, which is going to produce some blocks for the miners that continue mining it. Parenthesis here: you've seen Ravencoin pump. If you go, if like let's like we will, you can look at my silly face a little bit more. So Ravencoin is one of those coins that spawned at the late 2017, early 2018, and it is mineable by graphics cards. Guess why this has been going up? It's because miners know, and people know, that hash power is going to be dumped to Ravencoin, which means miners have already decided what they're going to do. Some are going to go to Ethereum Classic, some are going to go to Ravencoin, some are going to sell their graphics cards and cease operation. But we should not expect the chain with the POW to actually retain value. Now, this is not financial advice, and I might be terribly wrong. And like in the past, I totally mistimed the selling of my Bitcoin Cash after the fork in 2017. So I've in the past I haven't managed to successfully trade those forks. So make sure you don't follow me. But I really don't think that the airdropped coin is going to retain any value. If you can get any peanuts from it, please go ahead. I am planning to do that. So, since this is all news, since the negative externalities and negative outcomes are more than the positive, I don't expect to be a good risk offering, a good risk reward ratio to buy Ethereum pre-merge in order to get the airdrop and sell it post-merge. I think best case scenario is Ethereum to go sideways or dump, and I would not be taking this trade. So for me, I expect to see Ethereum at slightly lower levels post-merge, nothing significant, and I prefer to sit on the sidelines and eat my popcorn. I personally have a kind of an Ethereum phobia, just because I've mismanaged my Ethereum since 2016, 2015. Since I spent a lot of Ethereum pre-ICO explosion at projects that actually went to zero. And a good example that my viewers for sure know is Economy. It was a top 10 coin in 2017. It ICO'd in 2016, in the summer of 2016. I sunk 600 Ethereum there, and it was delisted from Kraken a couple of years later, and I never sold anything. So yeah, I have the Ethereum phobia, so I'm not gonna trade my Ethereum for the merge event. I'm just gonna keep them where they are. I don't use them much. I don't stake them. I'm not incurring any contract risk. Like, fuck that sound. I've lost too much ETH to do it again. So yeah, that's it, the TLDR of the merge. So quick TLDR. Nothing changes in Ethereum from the user's perspective. In terms of high congestion, we should see an actual higher performance in terms of uh, uh, it might have some transactions might be faster, but this is not something that we would really notice. For the end user, nothing changes. Ethereum, this is not a scaling move. This is a consensus algorithm change. You're not going to see cheaper transactions. You're not going to see faster transactions. You're not really going to see any faster. It's going to be so small that you're not going to be able to notice it. And you should not see any less congestion than previously. So this is just one step towards Ethereum actually lowering the fees and making it the chain for the people, the world computer before ICP existed. Uh, so yeah, that's the TLDR. Not a scaling solution. There is a long journey towards that goal for quite some time. Now, make sure that if you have your Ethereum in some kind of second layer, in some kind of Polygon, in some kind of weird other DApp, make sure to remove it, get it back to your wallet or to an exchange that supports the merge. There are plenty out there. Better have it in your own wallet. MetaMask does wonders. Ledger and MetaMask, and make sure not to have them in some liquidity pool. Then the contract owner of the pool is gonna get the airdrop. So just bring them back to Papa. You know, bring them close to your chest. I would never advise you to take them to an exchange, but if you don't know what you're doing with the wallets, just send it to something that supports the merge. Binance supports the merge. I'm not gonna talk about it. FTX supports the merge. Like whatever, do whatever you know. Just make sure that it does support the merge and you are getting your airdrop. And yeah, that's it for the Ethereum thing. So what I want us to do, of course, just remind you that we're in bear season and don't get shaken out during the bear season. It's the worst fucking thing because guess what happens after a bear season? A bull season comes, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The same thing we used to say while we were on the only up season. We used to say that bear times are coming, and take your profit and make sure you don't reduce your dreams to breadcrumbs when the bear comes. Because I've been there, I've done that. I've been from hero to zero, and it feels bad. You don't have any people to really talk about this kind of misfortunes IRL, and nobody really can understand you. So just make sure you fucking survive out there, Anon. Please do that. Looking around because I can hear a cat. Maybe you can't. I can't see a cat. So I see lovely friends on the audience. I see Better Spectator. I see Star Ayush. I see School Kid. 5 a.m. Portor. Perts is here. Everybody's here. Butter. Man. Avid Lerder. It's Dean Machine with a crown next to his name. My God. I'm very happy. Jaris is here making sure. By the way, I can see both chats at the same time from YouTube and Twitch. So don't. I can only talk to what's it called on Twitch. I can only type on Twitch, but I can actually read both chats. So before what else do we want to say? Bear reminder: TLDR of Ethereum merge. What we also want to do is go through quickly the Grape proposals, what's active, what's happening in Grape, because every week I have to say the DAO is explosive. Lots of things every week, lots of changes, lots of fun talks. Make sure to if you're interested in DAO thought leadership, in pushing the boundaries of DAOs, because lots of chat communities claim their DAOs. And they're just chat communities that have no fucking idea of what on-chain governance actually means. And there are so many variables that the moment you tweak them, your whole philosophy and ethos changes. And they're important and they're fun. And you should join us in this journey with the most successful tokenized community the one of the leaders in DAOs in Solana, together with Mango, together with a couple more lovely DAO builders. It's great protocol. So if you're interested in that, buy one grape. You need one grape. It costs like half a cent. Like it's a joke. It's just making sure you're not a machine or something like that. Get a grape, join the server, and maybe you'll be intrigued. Join a DAO call, listen to a DAO call. Maybe you'll need to buy some more grape. You'll find your way. You'll find your way through the community. But every Sunday at 1 p.m. UTC and every Tuesday at 12 p.m. UTC, you can hear the DAO talk. And the DAO is not some DAO with no backing. The treasuries that the DAO manages is close to $1 million, with about $650,000 in liquid USDC. So this is not people just proposing things that have no backing and no material substance. These are really the cutting edge of decentralized governance and optimization of capital deployment to create value for a collective of internet friends, right? This is what we all are. Enough with my silly face, because I want us to go before we go check the proposals, which we need to go do that. There are very few. I also need to talk a little bit about some changes we did on the community. I also want us to go check what Magic Eden is doing with that meta shield and this narrative they're creating. I'll tell you what I'm thinking, because it's a really hot topic. And lastly, because these two things need to happen fast. We need to be done with this shit by in 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes maximum. Because what we need to do afterwards, which I think is fun, I wish I had prepared some popcorn, is we're gonna enter the Grape protocol. We're gonna get on stage together with a bunch of NFT projects, and we're gonna hear them. We're gonna listen to them pitch to the DAO in order to deploy $10,000 and swipe the floor. So this is a way to actually create some engagement, create some pump the Grape bags in a way, because all these proposed NFTs were proposed by the community. And guess what? If I'm holding a fortune cookie and I want to pump my bags, you know what I'm going to do? If I'm a Grape member, I'm going to get into the Grape chat, and I'm going to propose on the right channel that is about the NFT swipe. And I'm going to propose, hey guys, why don't we also include in the list fortune cookies? And I know the Grape DAO is going to deploy $10,000 if fortune cookies is a decent project, which means they're going to actually swipe the floor, because it's different buying like half a DeGod, and it's very different buying 10% of an NFT project supply. It's very different dynamics. So I want us to get into that call. These are the final list of NFTs that actually survived the Discord poll, survived a Twitter poll, created engagement, redirected their members to Grape in order to vote and manipulate, which is all okay. Everything is okay, because the last step is an on-chain step where money moves to a wallet in order to buy the floor, and the last step cannot really be manipulated. This is the last vote. So we're gonna listen to the representatives, community members, NFT enthusiasts. I have no clue who's going to be there, and they're gonna speak their mind on why Grape should pick their project to buy $10,000 worth of floor NFTs. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if this is going to be successful. I don't know if this is going to be interesting in any way. I'm really curious. So yeah, I want us to do that. Fantastic initiative from Dean Machine, and then embraced by the DAO, because it all starts by a thought, and it's not a one man's game. This is a team game. It goes through the DAO. DAO has to embrace it or not. But on the other side, if you hold the Grape and you're actually proposing an on-chain instruction that moves Grape or USDC or whatever from the treasury to your wallet, and people agree on that, then fantastic. So nothing happens unless the Grave community agrees, even if it's an initiative that comes from one person. So yeah, this is the schedule for tonight, and I am drinking Coca-Cola and nothing really special. No beers, no wines, no gin and tonics. Remember those days when I used to drink gin and tonics and I was so loud in 3.5 hour streams and I couldn't stop. These were fun days. So enough with my silly face. Cheers to everybody for being here. Thanks again. I mean, aren't we all having fun? Remember the good days where there were 500 viewers here, when we had the only up period. Everything was going up. Now only those survival experts are here. Those that have been pounded and they've crawled through the graveyard. Cheers, guys. Stay around. Make sure you don't get shaken out. Shaken out. It's a horrible feeling. So enough with my silly face. Let's go to the main desktop. And for the lovely friends that haven't really read the announcement, so let's go through the what Magic Eden posted today, a couple of hours ago. So, launching MetaShield. Royalties are an important revenue stream that supports creators and enables them to grow their projects. These royalties are being threatened by marketplaces, allowing collectors to set custom royalties. Given the importance of royalties, too many times the word royalties, we are launching MetaShield in partnerships with Coral Club to give creators the ability to track Sol NFTs listed with custom royalties and take the actions they see fit to protect their business. MetaShield identifies NFTs listed, traded on marketplaces that bypass creator royalties. Creators can shield or take actions against as they see fit, like updating metadata, flagging the NFT, or blurring the image. When an NFT that bypassed royalties is bought, it incurs a debt for the unpaid royalty that can be paid to unshield it. Shielding is not meant to punish buyers. It warns a potential buyer that they are not honoring the creator royalty. MetaShield is just one tool we've developed to address the issue of bypassing royalties. More to come. We consulted with many of the top projects in the space while building this tool with Coral Cube. We'd like to thank these projects and the support. Thank you. It's the Vandals, the Cats, the Gods, everybody's valuable feedback. We don't know what the feedback was, and we don't know if they actually heard that feedback or followed that feedback. We know they heard it, or they say they heard it, but we don't know if they actually addressed it or built something that goes hand in hand with the feedback. So what are these guys doing? So what they're doing is they're creating an engine where it tracks NFTs where they're traded, and if a marketplace like Yo, I don't know how the fuck to say that, but the moment one of those NFTs is traded, it notifies the team, and the team can do what? They can update the metadata. So the key takeaway here, there are a couple of things that we need to take away. So first of all, what we understand from this, and this is not a surprise for me, I'm very sure is a surprise for some of you, but we live, we learn. NFTs can change their traits. NFTs can update their metadata as long as they haven't burned that key that updates those metadata. So theoretically, your precious $10,000 NFT can be updated with a dick pic. Keeps its rarity, keeps everything. It was minted back then, but metadata has been updated. Now, there are projects that actually have gone through and burned that key that controls the metadata, like the Degenerate Ape Academy. And then there is everybody else that has not. And it's weird, like Utes, for example, they have a whole narrative of we're going to utilize the ability to actually update the metadata and create that store, which you're going to be able to detach a trait and then sell it on the marketplace. And yes, if you can change the trait from a black hat to a gold hat, which comes from a centralized database, but the metadata itself, where the hat becomes a crown, that's a very different thing. So I don't like what they're doing. First of all, I don't believe this is, we are champions of the artists and the royalties, and we're here to protect them with our mighty sword of market fucking leading in marketplaces. Things change though, guys, and Magic Eden should remember NFT eyes, because NFT eyes used to be Magic Eden at some point. But being greedy and actually stepping away from decentralization and creating brick walls for users and doing employing Web 2 tactics is certainly something that I'm not sure they've I'm not sure if they value what their actual users, buyers and traders value. Sure, some projects are going to be butthurt for some marketplaces allowing their NFTs to trade with no royalties. And I don't really believe that Magic Eden here is championing artists' rights. They're just afraid of competition, and they're afraid of this new marketplace called Yo. And as they are gaining market share, because all the NFTs there are at least 5% cheaper, since average royalty on NFTs is 5%, it kind of means that, yeah, if I can buy an NFT, if I'm a speculator, an NFT shitcoiner, degen, NFT degen, and I'm buying the NFT in order to sell it at a higher price, employing my greater fool theory or my musical chairs expertise, then I don't give a shit if this project actually makes money, survives, brings value to its holders, whatever narrative they've found. I just care about the biggest profit, and if I can get a 5% discount on that, I will fucking do it. But we should encourage projects to burn that metadata, not hold NFT holders and projects hostage by always being able to change the metadata. We should not encourage projects to keep that key. And MetaShield is encouraging projects to keep it, and is also encouraging projects to single out. And this is the problem with non-fungibles. And yeah, NFT, the N and the F stands for non-fungible, while coins are fungible. NFTs are not. So now you can single out that NFT, blur the guy's image, change the metadata, punish him until he pays your ransom of 5% royalty that he bypassed. And now you can give him... That's a shitty solution. Now, I might be wrong, and I haven't thought about all the dynamics, and obviously my speculation has no basis, because this is their business. They have shareholders, they have people living off this, they know what they're doing. Theoretically, they would obviously do everything to keep their market lead. So yeah, maybe that's the right choice. But my opinion is that this is not the right choice, and there's high probability that the market is going to punish them. And we need to repeat this again and again and again and again. NFTs is a recipe that hasn't been finalized. We keep on adding ingredients, stirring the pot, and tasting the soup. Sometimes the soup tastes horribly. We add more ingredients and it gets better. Back in the day, we had NFTs on Bitcoin, the Pepe cards, and they were like, it was like the first evolution. Then we had NFTs, the first NFTs on Ethereum, with the CryptoKitties, where you could not combine these kind of rarity levels, where you, in a way, you combine, not in a way, this is what happens, you combine fungibles and non-fungibles. So you make a subtotal of the collection to be fungible in rarity, and that's why you actually create tiers of rarities. You have the legendary tiers. So every single new ingredient that is added to the pot sparks an NFT season. So this is not the end of the NFT seasons, and we haven't perfected the recipe. We still have things to solve, and the royalties. This is an example of, hey, we found something, we thought it was good, and it ended up not being so good, which is okay. That's why I think Utes is a good thing, because they're experimenting. That's why I think Yo is great, because they're adding a new threat, a new vector of attack, a new problem into the equation, and this new problem, is presented to us just because we've managed to get where we are. We would never have thought of this problem if we did not have a multi-million-dollar economy coming from royalties. And since there is a multi-million-dollar economy, meaning that there is a honeypot that someone can bypass and take, lots of people are going to get to work to actually do that. And it only makes sense. Oh, it has started there. Okay. Let's go listen to what's happening in Grape. I don't think I have sound. Let's see.
But unfortunately, there was a competitor that had a couple different features, and they were a little bit more quick to respond. But I've always been a fan of the philosophy of Great Protocol, and we initially had a DAO was
So, for those
on our
that
roadmap, and I was
are
still
listening
new
as
to
well,
understanding
this is
fully DAO. I know that
ForgeBots.
terminology is
So
thrown around a little bit
ForgeBots
more loosely.
is a project.
So
I'm in their
I wouldn't say we
Discord.
have a DAO. We have the ForgeBot assembly, which is
Where's Magic
basically just
Hidden?
our collective holders.
Forge.
And I haven't felt the need to decentralize and do on-chain voting for us as an NFT project in our
We're talking
structure.
about these
But I'm
guys,
very appreciative of
and
what
the idea
DAOs
is
do,
the
and
Great
the
Protocol
more
to
official proper ones like
pitch.
Monkey
Oh shit,
DAO
you're listening to it.
is really impressive. I love what they do. I know that they use Realms as well. So this is just
Okay. So sorry for that. ForgeBots are pitching on why Grape Protocol should buy $10,000 worth of their NFT. Let's go.
Guys, thanks for that. I mean, you shared so much material that really it's impressive. I've learned so much. I didn't know about that win in the hackathon. So congratulations on that. Also, the fact that you built the homegrown custodial staking. So
did Magic Eden ban my IP?
Everybody a chance to speak, and then we can do a quick round of questions at the end. Just because I don't want to have lags in time, I want to be cognizant of everybody's time too. So gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and look forward to learning more and potentially working together on your aspirations for a future DAO.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for your time. We'll jump down and listen to the other projects. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And next we had Kishi raise a hand to speak. I'm going to invite Kishi and Fumi. And in the meantime, whoever wants to come after, I think that would either be the Masked Apes, or that would be Unique, or the...
By the way, I hold 6 unique NFTs, and obviously I voted for Unique. I look forward on hearing why we should buy these NFTs. I think this is awesome, guys. Let's listen on why. Hey.
Now, how's it going, Fumi?
I am Fumi Kawasaki from Epix DAO. Nice to meet you. And then I really appreciate for this opportunity for today.
I'm glad you joined us. I see Kishi's here too, and you guys have been great members for a while. You're also part of Dean's List, so I'm very excited to have you guys here on stage and learn more about epics.
Hello.
Hello.
Dude, these guys have an actual like big roadmap. They're talking on hacker houses and they're building stuff. Okay, this is more interesting than I would have ever expected. What the fuck? Let's listen.
So gentlemen, I think a few of us know Epics DAO from the most recent hackathon, where you're working on a decentralized kind of, is it like a GitHub? How would you explain what Epics DAO is focused on?
Hello. Sorry. My microphone setting was bad. I am Kawasaki, speaking from Kishi's phone.
I mean, there's going to be some awkward moments, eh?
Can I start?
Yes, please do. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, sorry. Epics is a decentralized crowdsourcing platform for incentivizing open source software development. And the client can set up a GitHub issue as a quest. And the developers can receive token prizes by solving issues. And this ecosystem makes developers focus on problems in their expertise. Also, clients will be able to solve more advanced problems. The more token prizes, the more token prizes, the more attention to be solved issues. As a result, open source software grows faster in quality. Epic solves resource imbalances in software development. For developers, we can realize a world where they can fully demonstrate and develop their expertise. And
so this is a way to gamify bounty boards and actually allow people to do decentralized work, from what I understand.
I think we're having really bad connectivity with you guys.
Okay.
I'm not. Can anybody in the audience tell me if they're also having a hard time hearing? I just want to make sure it's not just me. Yeah.
How about now?
Sure. How about let's because I want to keep everybody on the.
So we have the bears that are gonna talk. We have Unique that is going to talk. We're gonna have masked apes that are gonna talk. Forgebots already talked, and this is Epic's DAO. Everybody is competing for the same $10,000. Let's see who's gonna get it.
There will be two benefits for holders. One is discount. So depends on the rarity on the BDLC NFT, so they can get discount. And two is they can stake on the quest. So basically, Epix is a decentralized crowdsourcing platform for incentivizing open source software development. And the client can set up GitHub issue as a quest. And then developers can receive token prizes by solving issues. So when they get token prize, they can get discount by NFT. And then they can also stake on a quest GitHub issue. So basically, they both client and developers has benefit from our NFT. We shared about the details on the live chat. So please check the details from it. Yeah, sorry for your inconvenience. We had microphone issues.
No problem at all. And it's great to understand how the rarity contributes to the discount. That's definitely something I didn't know. So I'm sure there's going to be some more questions. And thank you for taking the time to present.
Yeah, thank you very much, too. Thank you very much.
Okay, then I believe it was Dubwise who had raised his hand first.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, Dubwise. So Dubwise is from the Masked Ape DAO. You guys have quite the powerful raid group.
Yes, sir. That's what we know of.
So yeah, tell us more about Masked Ape DAO. You know, what your plans, your dreams, and all the good stuff.
So I'll start with giving a little bit about my background. So I found Mass Tape DAO after it minted out. It was a free mint. Didn't really pick up a community. Not much was happening. The developer was asleep. So I'm part of a lot of DAOs, a lot of communities. I've been in crypto since 2000, even before 2017. Shorted the top on Bitcoin, made a lot of money there. Went on all the chains, Phantom, Avex, etc. Then I found a job in a full stack venture builder. That means we help big projects with fundraising, tokenomics, system architecture, community management, etc. So the dev was sleeping, and I told all my communities, let's sweep this and let's make this dev his day when he wakes up. So then the dev woke up to mint. The floor price was at 0.4 Sol. It was like, what happened here? It was pretty crazy. We've built an insane community in a few hours time. And then I DM'd with the dev who's JRX. So I was like, what's your plans? What is gonna happen next? And he had the idea of having like a small animated collection of one of ones, and another Generation 2 collection. I told them like, look, that's cool. You have cool art. You're a really cool artist, but we need to bring value to the holders and not just dilute our supply by making new collections. So that's a big thing now. We have a deflationary collection. There's actually already a burn happening because the mint happened on launch my NFTs and there were some issues there. There were some NFTs with broken metadata. There still are. We were first planning to fix them, fix all the metadata, but we had to remint the entire collection if you wanted to do that. And a lot of people started sniping Solana mask, which has a trade, Frankenstein masks, like really the low supply trades.
So these guys have quite a lot of volume, man. 13,000 Solana of total volume. They have a decent floor price of 1.4 Solana. They actually have some community, they have some traction. I mean, quite a lot of trades. While I see here the Epic's DAO, despite them winning a hackathon prize, I mean this could be something important. Like 21 hours ago was the last sale, and the total volume is 53 Solana. This is nothing. This is really low compared to what the collection that the guy is talking about now.
You can also flex to earn. So basically, if you put your NFT as a profile picture on Twitter, we collabed with
Flex to earn.
So you earn 25 MAT tokens a day for that. And then there's all kinds of ways like delist your NFT, and sometimes there will happen an airdrop where you get some MAT tokens. Then we have the sub DAOs. We currently have 4 official sub DAOs: Frankenstein, Solana Mask, Anonymous DAO, and damn, how can I forget? Anonymous. Wait, let me check real quick. It's because I'm rambling through this. Can't believe I forget this one. So Solana Mask. Oh yeah, we have the Worthy Ape DAO, which consists of the Golden Mask and the Slime mode. So if you have one of those, you get in the Worthy Ape DAO. The Worthy Ape DAO are basically friends of me from in the past years.
I like the guy though, eh? So I also really like what Untied Bear is saying. It's like, what if one of these projects has really low supply, just looking at builders, could sweep probably the whole collection even at crazy prices? Yeah, but the idea is to actually find a great community that the market has missed, and actually create some traction and make a good investment for the DAO. And yeah, the idea is you don't want to get something really expensive, something that has quite a lot of community and potential.
Owned or the leader is
And yeah, we're gonna actually do it gradually. We're not gonna deploy the whole capital to buy it in one go. We'll see how it works. We'll see. This is a first, so I really don't know the small letters. So let's see.
that's like huge alpha and almost always 5x 10x on your backs. It's pretty crazy right now. And then yeah, another cool thing is since day one, basically, I jumped in that voice chat, shared my screen, and started talking with the community members. There's like basically 24/7 somebody in that voice chat looking at a play or looking to buy something. Everybody is looking at GMers who's supposed to launch in 2 minutes right now. So yeah, it's really cool to have always like 5-6 people in there. It's gives a little bit of a Tayo vibe. The generation 2 is coming soon. You're gonna have to burn 2 mass tapes to get 1, and also 10,000 math tokens. So like really highly deflationary. Because I have that background in a venture builder, I know how to make tokenomics work and to always bring value to those Gen 1 holders basically. And yeah, we're just building and working. I mean, this was a free mint. 60% of the royalties go to the rate to earn wallets, so we can pay out those people all the time. The payout is based on the average volume you have every week, so we don't run out of funds. We try to trade with our community, make some nice flips to grow.
So this was free mint. It was a free mint, and they have a 1.4 floor. This is huge.
But currently, Mass Tape DAO doesn't have like the funds you guys have, for example, to really take that seriously at the moment. We're always working on new revenue streams. I use like my venture builder has 2 big Solana projects coming up who are talking to Binance, like partners like Warner Bros, Universal Studios, Ubisoft even. They are really big. We had an airdrop collab with Kerex already. We have an airdrop collab with So That coming soon, which I brought in a new artist from the Phantom network in. We're talking to like 20 other projects for airdrop collabs, but I really want to make sure those have utility as well. And that's all gonna come out soon. There is some alpha in the Discord you can find out, but we're gonna be like, if you're interested in music and like IP ownership, music licenses, a really big project is coming soon. It's called Rightsmint. And Mass Tape DAO is gonna have like access to the Discord really early, access to the closed beta, which is gonna be with KYC, but they have to because they're like.
It's all good and dandy and jolly, but it's all in the future. On the other hand, it's reality. From a 0 free mint to 1.4 sol. It's a huge step. Wow. That's literally from 0 to hero.
Beastie Boys, like all kinds of stuff. They have over 3,000 albums. They are coming with an NFT ownership platform soon, and yeah, that like the people who received the airdrop are gonna get whitelists for all that airdrops and all that stuff. So that's how I like actually use my venture builder to give mass tape holders a really big advantage there. So it's really exciting, all that stuff.
Dude, I mean, love the experience. Love the fact that you've been in the space forever, and congrats on that well-timed Bitcoin short. Definitely want to pick your brain about the markets later. But super excited, super pumped that you came, and really, thanks for taking the time to pitch today.
So far, all 3 teams are amazing. Like ForgeBot's amazing. The Epix DAO guys, I don't need to say they're amazing. They won a hackathon prize. And the mask tape, who would have thought?
Before we get
of course,
into
man.
Q&A too. So now, Alex, I'm going to invite you up along with Dima and then anybody else you guys want. And Dubwise, thanks again. I'm just going through the process. That way everybody gets a chance, and then we'll go through some Q&A at the end. Alex, man, when was the last time we talked? It's been too long.
Yeah, like a couple of days. So yeah, too much.
By the way, I really like Alex Migitko. an awesome guy. He's my go-to guy to hang out with at hacker houses and talks and events. I go to Alex. Alex has always a big smile and he's relevant and he knows, has great humor. No, it's Alex Migitko. Of course, Alex Pert's his brother, man. He's always with me. But Alex Migitko from Unique VC, awesome guy. Awesome guy.
For I don't know, 9 months, something like that. And we continue building for it. So we released this new set of tools, basically because the collection, especially back in the days, was pretty unique, right? In terms of mechanics that you could use. Also, we did a little bit of a different approach to the mint itself, where you couldn't just come and mint whatever. You had to go through a process, accumulate certain tokens, participate in sort of a sweepstakes and stuff like that. So it was pretty different. And now we've brought additional mechanics because those NFTs in general can evolve based on the time and based on trades, right? So with every trade you get evolution points. With every epoch on Solana, so approximately 2.5 days, you get evolution points, which you can use to evolve your NFTs, and they change their appearance based on that. So now to ease in that process a little bit, we have introduced two new mechanics. One of them is merging of NFTs. So basically you burn one NFT and transfer all the evolution points and levels onto the other one. And also you can buy additional evolution points using those tokens that have been used during the mint phase itself. So neutrino and dark matter tokens. And all of that, like I said, is designed to help you get to the highest level of the evolution, 1001, a little bit easier, a little bit faster. And why would you need a highest level of the NFT? Because we have also integrated that part into our platform, into Unique VC, which is basically like we've built it on top of SPL governance, right? So it's improved and I know, a little bit different version of Realms to some extent, because what we are trying to achieve is kind of become an infrastructure for organizations in general, right? So not only DAOs in the classical, let's say, sense, but all the different types of organizations you want to run, including venture funds, including obviously just organizations, DAOs, fully decentralized and whatnot. And so within those clubs on the platform or those organizations, you can have staking account or a number of them where you can stake UNQ tokens. And if you also stake an NFT within the same account, you can drastically increase the APY you get from staking, right? So that's kind of the first integration and the first utility for NFTs within this platform, right? So we are looking to add more.
Trying to open the app. I have 6 NFTs from the Unique guys. I minted it. I only minted commons. I was salty and I stopped. I see they still have a 0.2 Solana floor, 0.35, and a total volume of a bit over 1,000 Solana, which is very poor for the time they've been around. The funny thing with these NFTs is on every Solana epoch they evolve. They gain an evolution point. You can go to the Unique universe page and actually evolve them. And I can see they're good builders because they've done some really, really sweet optimizations for people that have the NFTs on ledgers, that actually need to click buttons for every time they need to sign a transaction. And if you've accumulated 150 levels, having to do 150 clicks and 300 different screen changes or 450 screen changes is extremely tiring, especially if you have to do this for 6 NFTs or 10 NFTs or 20 NFTs. That's just too much work for too little reward. So they've done it in a way that's extremely user-friendly. At the same time, they've allowed for the top-level NFTs to use their other platform, the Unique Ventures, which is a multi-sig kind of governance way to manage NFT collections. So if you are I don't know, an Andy Warhol enthusiast, you can gather together with friends and purchase Andy Warhol style of NFTs. I have no clue, but you can do it through the Unique. Fun fun projects. These guys are extremely connected, extremely connected. They're in every hacker house. They know what the fuck they're doing. They know how to raise money. They know how to talk. They are the people that introduced Grape to Realms. Alex took Dean and myself and introduced us to Sebastian in Lisbon last year. So big props to the guy. Now we're listening to
On Solana.
Kimosabe. Kimosabe is going to talk about Bears Reloaded. This is a derugged project. Let's listen about that.
But all you really need to know is that we've taken that OG project and we've essentially wrapped the original NFTs in a contract. So when you buy, a new reminted bear on
Remember, guys, we passed the bears through their engine, and we actually altered them. We did it live on stage, live on the stream. So check the episode.
But in the near future, you'll be able to swap back to the original art should you want it. Not that it's all that amazing, but you get 2 for 1.
Disclaimer: I also hold 6 bears. I am critical against them though a little bit because they keep the reloader open. I think they need to close the reloader, or at least put a date that the reloader is going to stop accepting NFTs and old rugged NFTs to transfer them to the new collection. It's not going to create a new collection if you don't close the reloader.
So, me and a few others, Dickie, Bees, Angry Bees, Levi, Cook, if you're familiar with him, and Exiled of Exile, they've kind of banded together to create this new version through Sanctuary, which was a business we were running, a DAO we were running to help derug NFT.
By the way, we met the Sanctuary guys and Levi on Mountain DAO in Salt Lake City earlier this year in March, and we met Kimosabe in Athens DAO, where he traveled from the United States to meet us. So every project here has actually connections with Grape and a very decent dev team behind, and quite good backing of money in terms of liquid treasury. So they're all great candidates to actually invest in.
And I'd really like to see this project become truly decentralized. As you know, it's definitely a whole process, but we're getting there. Right now, the DAO wallet and all the funds are controlled by a council of bears. We would be doing a lot of stuff with NFT voting, but unfortunately, we have a lot of creator addresses and not quite possible yet to use multiple creator addresses on Realms. So we're not there yet. But the council's all community members. It's essentially rug proof at this point. Using a process we developed at Sanctuary to ensure that nobody can steal funds from the DAO treasury or any of those things. Moving forward, there was a huge amount of tech that we created for the bears to be able to do this. If you're familiar with any wrapping protocol on Solana, like the Entangler, you know that it's very expensive to use. So we ended up developing a whole new protocol to wrap NFTs and upgrade art and re-raise funds, or it's a very useful protocol. But we'll be using that going forward in partnership with Bape Services and Board.
So what these guys did, they created a program called the Sanctuary and or the Reloader. So they created an organization that manages communities that their owners and NFT owners left, abandoned their project, but still left back in a community that has fun interacting with each other and is still there. So what they did is they created an engine where you feed it with the old NFT. The art is tweaked and it spits out a new NFT with new metadata, with new royalties, with new everything. So you actually derug the project and give ownership of the new collection to the community. And what they've done is they've closely worked with Realms in order to actually have the fund management and the treasury management through an on-chain governance program. So they've actually done quite a lot of work. It might sound simple. It's just an engine. You put a JPEG, another JPEG comes out. and the metadata is reshuffled. It's not that easy, especially if you want to do it with not many transactions in between, because if there are many transactions, then the whole thing becomes very expensive, and you also need to have a little bit of leeway in order to actually get some profits out to pay for the developers that are actually building those engines. So it's hard to make. On the other hand, imagine if you're putting on one side the JPEGs and the other side a new JPEG comes in, and you can also reverse this process by putting the new JPEG in and getting the old JPEG out, then there's always going to be two connected pools of NFTs. So their floors will always be connected. There will always be equilibrium, because the moment one collection becomes more profitable than the other collection is going to pass through the reloader. As long as the reloader is cheaper, the reloading is cheaper than the gain that you that you are going to make by selling it on the reloaded collection. Then you will always find equilibrium between those two. What you need to do is cut that connecting line. So anybody who is interested in surviving with the community that actually got dragged needs to do it by that certain date. If they don't do it, then they stay with Soul Bears instead of Bears Reloaded. And Soul Bears are dead. Bears Reloaded are not. So the moment you cut it, you can flourish and find a new floor and create hype and create diamond hand people. Back to what they were saying.
And I'll see they'll tweet at us, be like, should I reload? Is it worth it, or something like that? Or they're like, I just don't know if I should spend that one more soul because I already lost 30 soul on these bears, and that's a lot of money to me, which is a truly super fair point, right? But yeah, I think what's needed for us is just a little boost at this point. Yeah, and it'll help catch the eyes of all the sort of and kind of forgotten, or not forgotten, but the investors I was talking about who had no choice but to just like hang up their hat on Soul Bears or Bears Reloaded now. And this would attract some additional great team members that we could really use. We have we have access to some great developers and community manager type of people, and just great community members all around. Some of them are here, but yeah, I'll just cut it off right there.
Yeah, I would add on to that we've pretty much been a stable coin for the last 4 months now. We've been at a 2 soul floor for the longest time. Yeah, if you want to invest in a stable coin, you're welcome to pick up a bear or two.
We also sorry, we also did
You're
go
good.
all the way to what zero is in all practicality. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I hate to be like,
Yeah.
oh, the floor price is like the true dictator of the quality or the work that's being put in. That's only partly true, right? But we
Yeah.
did raise it from 0.01, and I give
Yeah,
myself a pat on the back for helping.
Yeah, the original bears got as low as 0.01. I think I picked up a few at that point, and then from our efforts and whatnot, and it's not easy, right? It's a 10K collection. That's a huge supply to mess with, especially as a team with virtually no funding. I think that the 200xing that floor at the current price is I don't know. I'm excited about it, and I'm holding on to those bears. So that at some point I can say, yeah, I got a 30,000x on Soul Bears. I don't know if there are any other questions. I can vamp on services or how we did the art. It's all super complex and cool.
Yeah, I think this was perfect as far as the top level to let everybody understand about the project, and really all 5 of you guys came up here and really, like, one of the things I'm reading, because I'm also watching friend, he's streaming right now and he's showing all of this. So like if anybody's on Twitch, you'll see he's shown every single one of these projects. This is that stream. So I'm watching people there. I'm watching people here. Everybody has loved this. Like, I've learned so much about all of the projects. It's great. Like, I don't know if anybody knows.
Thanks for the shout out, bro. A cool thing that you'll see with the reloaded bears is that every bear gets its own unique name, which is pretty cool. This is a really cool detail that I really wish every project did. Instead of having some generic shitty number, just add those cool names. Look at those.
Nice now is to have some questions, and I really want to focus those questions to come from DAO members of Grape. I am going to invite up anybody on stage that wants to raise their hand. But if there's any Graper who wants to either come up on stage, and specifically, let's keep it to the DAO members just to have them kind of like, vetted questions. So any DAO member that wants to come up and ask a question, this is the best time to do it. And otherwise, we will collect questions in the live chat. I need a 2-minute bathroom break, but please feel free to go, continue talking. All DAO members are able to come up on stage on their own.
The thing is, can I ask if they are planning to close the reloader?
So if anybody has any questions, feel free to get on stage. I do have one question, and that's for all projects, and whoever wants to get up to answer that. If Grape did sweep the floor for your project, what would that mean for your project? What impact would it have, and what would you see a future collaboration, let's say with Grape or the members in the DAO? I know you guys answered it, some projects did, but
So there is one correct answer in Kirk's question, one simply correct answer, and the answer is we will use Grape verification, of course.
One of our council members did the math, and 10K would boost the Bears floor to somewhere around 7 Sol. So it gets pretty, it shoots pretty quickly. I think that's a big boost in terms of, it gets us past the original Sol Bears mint price, which was 3 Sol back in the day at like $90, I believe. And I think that's a really large psychological barrier for people, just because that's, we hit that on remint, but I think that's really important. And then I'll end it here, but I have a few other sneaky little fun benefits I'd throw in with that. But yeah.
Great. Thank you, Kimo. Anybody else?
I'm open to talk all kinds of collabs. I know there's some really cool DAO members in here, so always happy to build together and find ways to provide value for both collections, basically.
Hey, this is Oxy from ForgeBots. Yeah, I mean, I haven't done the math to see what that would bring our floor to. We had a good bump the past 2 days up to 0.65. We are at our lowest number listed all time since minting in January. So we're in a prime spot to pump. And we only have 224 listed. So yeah, that would cause quite a ruckus. I think, royalties for us, I mean, yeah, I mean, I might be able to hire in some help to get me producing the full size avatars and ramp that up.
I thought you would say I'm a little bit high. I was like, what the fuck?
For a long time, and giving them a little bit of liquid would be honestly what would make me most happy. I mean, I've had dedicated holders. When we minted, somebody had wrote a mint bot and they botted 300 forge bots from my candy machine once we went public, and then within like 2 or 3 hours, well, actually no, it was the next day. The next day they floored all of those, and that tanked our floor price. And so it's been an uphill battle since then. And I would be excited to give a couple of our people a little bit of exit liquidity or
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
This was like a free.
Dude, exit liquidity is the worst pitch ever. Sorry. Like, I'll be your exit liquidity. No, man, don't say that. That's I don't like that.
It was actually insane. I think we
Yeah,
fight over 5-6 whales already. And
Some
just
whales,
to go minty sweeping,
they'll intentionally lose more money just to tank a project. It's wild out there. But yeah, anyway, so thank you. And as far as collaboration, I mean, I'm open to discussion. I think there's a balance between, centralized and decentralized, and me being a founder and all that. But yeah, I mean, I'd be open. I mean, this has been a cool experience, so we could chat for sure.
Thank you. And I also see that Rust and Moth is on stage. Rust, if you want to share any feedback or any questions that you might have. And Wales, yeah.
Thanks to all the projects for coming. This has been great in and of itself. I really enjoyed it. I think it's valuable for everyone. I wanted to ask, I love this initiative, but I'm anxious about front running and 10K is a hell of a lot into any small project. I was wondering if any of the projects had any treasury which they could OTC to us, not the whole amount, but some of it. If there's any scope for that negotiation, because I think that's a consideration in this. Because I like everything, I think they're good projects.
Yeah, this is Oxy from ForgeBots. I do have a treasury. I mean, it's not an official treasury for the project. I personally spent.
Super disagree with Rust and Moth. The idea is to actually increase the floor price. The idea is to do good for this project and its holders. I would want to do it in public and do it through something that will also assign royalties.
Treasury bought actually from the floor when Big Whales dumped as well to help the community. It was never alone. We also always coordinated with the community to sweep a whale out, so he couldn't manipulate the price anymore and buy lower again and again and again. So we definitely have a good amount in treasury and could use the soul for some development and other stuff.
Yeah, I'll pile in there. I don't think we don't have all that much in treasury as a drug, NFTs wise, but we do have interesting mechanics to play with in terms of supply and demand. So, in theory, right, if you were to sweep the floor of the Reloaded, the new versions, we could. You could split that between the old versions and reload those, which the funds would go directly to our treasury. Or we could give you discounted reloads on that as the prior collection is cheaper. There's a bunch of interesting ways to play with it. It would just be a larger discussion on how that works. And then secondly, we do have a couple really large whales that may or may not be willing to do an OTC deal on that. We just have to chat with them.
I think it could be interesting if you OTC some mass tapes or any other collection, for example, that we use a percent of what's OTCs to even buy grape or something and give it away to the community to grow the grape protocol as well. I think that should be. I don't know what positions you guys have in the grape protocol, but I think that's the way you need to think about growing your community while helping another community as well, and that's what we always try to do.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, I personally intended on buying a stack of grape and just, I don't know, raffling it off or giving it away to our community, just because this has been such a cool experience. So I agree with that.
You need to win those next votes, man.
Yeah, no. I mean, guys, it's the nice thing is it's a DAO, so you could get voting power. You could give it to your community, or you could share it between the community, and they could participate in decision making in grape. So it's really powerful the way we see it in the community. Whale's friend is also on stage, so let me pass the floor to him, and he could ask any questions. But keep in mind his live streaming, so whatever you say, it's going to be on his stream.
Yeah, it already has been since the beginning. So thank you so much, everyone, for doing this. My question is to my lovely friend Kimo here. Hope you're doing well. I never saw that video clip.
Oh yeah. I haven't finished. Well, actually, no, we did finish editing. I have to record my verse on that, but it's soon. It's a soon thing.
Soon, TM. So that's not obviously the question. It's not about the video clip, but it was also pointed out by two of the viewers, and which we all hold and love the Reloaded Bears. The question is about the reloader and when is the opposite direction going to work? And is there an estimated time of uh, ceasing of operation of this reloader, or there is always going to be a connection between the old bears and the new bears, which means the two floors are going to be connected?
So there's a pretty interesting conversation to have there in that yeah, swapbacks will definitely be a thing. We've just been trying to wade through the waters of the old bears having 0% royalties, which means that you know, it's not a huge problem now, but for example, with the exiled apes, there was huge royalty arbitrage occurring where essentially people would swap back to the old version and then trade that instead of buying the new collection. So that's the reason it hasn't opened yet, but we're just kind of seeing how the 0% royalty conversation plays out. That said, it's entirely a DAO decision, and it would be a vote, likely a council vote, but a vote nonetheless. As far as seizing and closing the reloader, it's likely a soon type thing as well. I think, you know, if Grape were to sweep that, there's conversations where it makes more sense to close it before the sweep or potentially after the sweep. It's just really a longer conversation of what, you know, it's complicated, right? We're talking about one of the only controllable inflationary NFT projects. And I think the general plan there, at least the way I'd like to see it play out, DAO pending, is closing it and then reopening it in the future when more supply is needed, essentially. Rather than doing a Gen 2 of a collection, we can open it up and increase the price. You know, we have essentially an evergreen source of funding, provided we can provide enough value to the other side of that.
Awesome, man. You. There's a roadmap. I love that.
Yeah. I'll throw in one other thing. You know, I mentioned the design agency thing, and you know, I could go buy Grape, but I think I'm already a Great Ape if I'm not mistaken. I think that was a early Sanctuary thing. But I think if you guys do sweep, my plan generally with bears, as far as the things that I make for websites and things that Ben makes for design and whatnot, is to include bears in that in a big way. And I think the model that I'm looking at right now is floor sweeps get you essentially credits. I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but you know, say you were to sweep 10,000 bears, I would give you essentially $5,000 in design credit. And then in the evergreen part of that would be bears get you discounts on design. Yeah, I think that's all my my pitchy things.
Thank you again, man. Thank you.
May I quickly ask Oxygen Cube something? The eGem game that you had and you won at you won the prize for at Hackathon. Is that going to come back soon? Because to me, you know, I thought that was fantastic, and it's kind of like an innovative thing for a project to have its token available for an in-game activity like that. Because I thought you could potentially hire that out to other projects if you've built it all. Other projects could collect their tokens for it, possibly. But is it coming back?
Yeah, sort of to be determined. I think it was after I went down the hacker house in Miami, I came back with an idea, and my idea sort of proposal at that point was to expand that. And I wanted to make that the next sort of primary focus, because metaverses were slow to develop, and I found myself just waiting for them to, you know, so many times I'm just waiting for them to integrate or respond, and it's been a difficult process. So my goal was I was going to build our own ForgeBots universe and expand upon that, and you know, for example, check to see if somebody holds a Solana monkey business, and then I was gonna, when they deployed, they would deploy out of a Solana monkey business thing. And so, long story short, that had been tabled. As itself, I mean, I could relaunch that. That's just the servers are down. I could relaunch that, but it gets, you know, gameplay is a bit repetitive of just flying around, you know, that one same level with all the electro gems in the same place. it really needs, if I were to re-release it, it really needs a whole nother iteration where, it's a more dynamic world. The spawning of the e-gems is more sporadic, and I really would want to add multiplayer into that, so that, if you
Dude, some like Rastan Moth knows his shit. He asked for that gem. And now the guy is like explaining. I was like, oh shit, this guy knows. Let me explain. Fucking cool things. Really, really, really cool things. I see some people typing on the chat, and I really like what Untied Bear is saying. That hey, maybe we can have NFT projects purchase tickets in order to sway the voting, and actually spend a little bit of money and allow them to make like purchase tickets in order to vote. Some cool, really cool things. Really, really, really cool things. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by all teams, like all of them, all of them. Like two of them have won Hacker House prizes. The other guys have built a reloader that actually works and does quite a lot of things. Like oof, and we missed the Force votes because I was telling you all about what Magic Eden is doing with Metashield. Yeah, it's really interesting how these guys are actually building passionately in the middle of the bear season.
So I think that was a big reason too, is we could have had our own intentions, but we left it to the community to decide, and they decided elsewise.
Yeah, Dean posted a Forge bot and in live chat. That's one nice NFT there. Wow. Man, I mean, all these projects, you guys have done amazing work, and trying to constantly keep in contact with your communities. Any other questions that we could answer or ask to the communities now that we have them here?
I was actually wondering, is there a way to delegate your grape to somebody who votes, or a projector, for example? You know what I mean? That would be interesting. So let's say we have a bunch of mass tape holders who hold grape. They delegate it to the mass tape so we can vote with their grape.
Yeah, so there is a way for people to delegate their voting, um, and each individual also on their own could vote. So let's say like it would make sense to like the delegation is good if people are not going to be active. So what they would do is basically delegate their votes to you, and then you would be the voter for the mass tape DAO in Grape. That UI exists in Realms. You can also do it using a mobile app called Gilder. If anybody's interested in setting up a delegation, so they can vote with have like a community voting on Grape, 100% just DM me or any of us, ping us. All of you are Grape holders now, so you could just ask right here.
Lovely friends, I think we got an idea of what's happening. I think we can all admire this little kitten I have next to me. Like he just wants to be here. I think all these teams are really awesome. I think it's worth actually having a piece of their work by holding their NFT. Again, not financial advice. I'm a terrible NFT trader. You can watch my cuts of me saying that Solana Monkey business will never sell for more than 0.2 Solana. So definitely, I'm not your like Sigma Chad NFT trader. Sigma male trader. So yeah, I have no clue. They all seem really good. I really like the unique guys. I really like the soul bears. I like all of them actually. I like all of them. I have no like. I did not expect such quality teams behind those projects. Really bullish on these guys actually surviving the bear season and going to the bull. Like I really want to see what these guys are going to build us with adequate funding and users and enough time. I think they're going to do miracles. So really looking forward. I wanted us also to go through the proposals. You can always go on Realms and check what's happening. There are not many proposals at the moment active, just because lots of them just passed last week. So there's been also a new overhaul on the Grape membership. You only require one Grape to actually visit and see most of the channels. Of course, if you wanna be part of the DAO, you need 33,000. If you want to be able to participate into posting proposals that can move money through and from the treasuries, you need to hold the 200,000, 222,000 Grape, which is not a lot in terms of USDC price. On the other hand, it's not little. So I think keeping one Grape is the best case for everyone to start from. And if you see that the Grape community is something that brings value to you, then yeah, you can buy more Grape and participate, or you can earn more Grape by participating. Again, nobody is going to stop you. Uh, since we've already done over 1.5 hours, I think we should cut it here. I think it was extremely interesting, the initiative from the Grape community, and I really look forward to its next evolution, because there's going to be an evolution of that. There's going to be another way of doing it, another way of bringing closer together superstar builders, and another way of actually embracing an active community that has substance, that has builders, that has liquid treasuries, and needs a little bit of of loving, a little bit of loving. So yeah, join Grape. Propose your bags to be pumped by the $10,000 NFT floor swipe. We can all see the game theory behind this move. You can understand where everybody's gaining from. I think it's the sum is greater than the parts. It's synergies building, new friends making, and yeah, looking forward to see again all these lovely friends in Lisbon. And I hope to see lots of you guys. Please be here. For the streams, but make sure to come to Lisbon so we can take a selfie. We can all together vibe and jam and have fun. So yeah, that's it, lovely friends. Don't get shaken out. Please, if you can, tell me your opinion on Grape on Twitter about what Magic Eden is doing with Metashield. What do you think is the purpose? What do you think is going to do to it, to its brand? What do you think the evolution of this market and this idea is going to be? I'd love to know. And yeah, participate, vote, stay safe, love your friends, and do good deeds. Take care, and see you very soon. Flex to earn.